Okie dokie. So here's the other part of starting your own compost and DIY from scratch. This is a BPA free dumpster tub that I bought from Bunnings for children. So it's for their toys and that. And what I've done is I've actually made holes for breathing. You have to have air coming through. If you don't have air coming through, again, you're going to end up with a toxic heap. You want things like worms and that in there, breaking it down, okay? So I'll add a link to the DIY of exactly how to make these holes really easy. If you just use a drill, it's going to be a bit of a hassle. So I'll show you how to do that in the step by step. A brick. This dumpster is on wheels, which is fantastic, but when you're actually going in there with the shovel down the plane, hang on, it's gone? Yeah. Alright, so when you get in there with a shovel or a pitchfork, the bin's going to move around, okay? So if you have something just, it can be anything, then you just brace against the wheel, so you're not moving the bin around with the pitchfork or spade that you're using. Okay, so basically find a suitable tub, even a wheelie bin, okay? Make sure it's BPA free and it's got a bit of sturdiness. You don't want it breaking down over the weather, over the seasons. And what I've got here is a layer of bark, which is organic, and a very light layer of soil, which is also organic, just to start it. Bear in mind, eventually you're just going to be using scraps of greens and browns, so greens of the food in the kitchen, etc., leftovers from animal produce, which is vegan, and then your browns, which is like leaves and bark and stuff you've cleaned from the floor after raking up or trimming trees, or or even just buying some bark and mulch if you don't have any greens around at the time. Around at the time. But that's those two. So once you've put a thin layer of soil, hang on a second. Once you put a thin layer of soil and bark, more bark than soil, which is what I've used for the compost base, just give it a little bit of water. So I've just put probably like a couple of litres of that. And then add your kitchen scraps. So here we go. I'm just going to put that like that. Lift out the liner. Now, I could have just used any bin, but this is a BPA free bin. It only costs, I'm going by memory here, which is not that good for someone at my age. So it's about $7 or something like that, and it's 7 litres. That's from the watermelon juice. Just pour it all in. Been breaking down already. I would recommend rinsing and drying out your bin between uses, especially when you've got stuff like watermelon and that sort of thing, because it will leave juice in there, and it doesn't smell when you've got the lid closed, but you don't want to be gassed out every time you open the lid, do you now? So that's in there. Oh, that's right. So once that's in there, how am I with my left hand? It's been a while. I used to play tennis with my left hand, and right. But anyway, give it a bit of a move around with a fork. Okay. But the bag's been breaking down already. It's insane. So you can see what my diet's full of. Bananas. And tea bags, herbal tea bags, heaps of herbal tea bags. If you're a tea lover, you're going to really enjoy doing compost. Okay, so spread it around a little bit. And then add just a little bit more browns on top of your greens. No, it doesn't look green, but this is a category. Just a little bit on top to cover. And that's it. You can add more if you like, but you don't really need to. And then close the lid. Pop back. Some water run off there from I added water before. Okay, just make sure you moisten the bark and soil just a little bit underneath. Okay. You want these scraps basically to break down into the soil and bark. Okay. Being plastic, it's actually going to keep nice and warm when it's a little bit cooler. But that's it. Very easy. All up, what did this cost me? Presuming you have a spade, you should have a spade, come on. Even in a small courtyard like this, what, that cost me $8. Pitchfork, handy if someone's giving you the shits also. What, that only cost me like $5 or $6 from Bunnings. And this tub, which cost me $24. You could use mulch or soil that's already around, you don't have to buy it. So, you know, oh yeah, and the one for the kitchen, the little guy here, cost me about $7. So, you know, all up, you're looking at $40. Done. And, you know, once a week, when you top it up, give it a bit of a stir with the pitchfork. And I will do further updates on how this compost is going. This is the start of one. Okay. And you're going to have at least a third less waste. You'll be contributing a third less of what you usually do contribute to in a landfill. You can add paper. Just make sure it's not colour or printed paper, okay? Or ones with glossy enamel. Also make sure not to add anything with fats in there, okay? But there you go, easy peasy. And I will touch base tomorrow with how the other things are going in the courtyard, which I'm kind of happy about too. And that is my cat telling me off for her not being the centre of attention. Okay, see you later.